Hello everybody, this is me, Dr. Sergio Rovinski from Shoulder Planet, here from São Paulo, Brazil. I am very honored to be participating here from Wiroc, this lovely meeting organized by BOSS, Bombay Orthopaedic Society, and I invite you to see all of the videos that I have sent to this wonderful meeting and to learn the most you can with them. And if you have any doubt, don't hesitate in sending me an email. My email is sergio@shoulderplanet.com.br. I thank all of the organization of this lovely meeting, and I hope you have fun seeing all my videos, and Dhanyavad.
So this case is about a 37-year-old woman who never had pain in her right shoulder. She's been treated by my colleague, Dr. Marcelo Melo. This is her history. 3 years ago, she started to develop very intense and sudden pain in her right shoulder. She went to the doctor and she was told she had a calcific tendinitis in her right shoulder. And she started conservative treatment with physical therapy and non-steroid anti-inflammatory medication. She really got better after 3 months with physical therapy and medication, but in the next 3 years she had 5 more episodes of intense pain, and throughout that time in her x-ray we could see classic deposits of calcium in Codman's area. And after 3 years of conservative treatment, we came to the conclusion that had failed, and we indicated arthroscopy to remove all that calcium inside the tendon. And we know that an arthroscopic subacromial decompression is something controversial in literature in the treatment of calcific tendinitis, but in our opinion it should be done, and it was in that case. So now we are seeing her x-ray just taken 2 weeks before surgery. We can see very clear signs of calcific deposit in Codman's area. And now we are seeing her MRI, coronal plane with a very clear calcific deposit underneath the lateral part of the deltoid. This is another image on the axillary plane where we can see a very big calcific deposit in the anterior and lateral part of the subacromial space. And now we are seeing a sagittal image, and we can see that the calcific deposit was just underneath the anterolateral part of the deltoid muscle. So now we are starting to see her arthroscopy, right shoulder, a lot of synovitis and a lot of bursal tissue, very inflammatory tissue, and we were taking that out with electrocautery. After that, we're starting to cut the coracoacromial ligament, and this is the first part of the acromioplasty. We are releasing it from its acromial insertion, and after that the coracoacromial ligament was absolutely released from its acromial insertion, as we are seeing now, when at that time we started to perform very soft acromioplasty through the lateral portal. We performed a very smooth and soft acromioplasty, and now we can see the final aspect of acromioplasty. At that time, we started to look to the tendon in order to find the calcific deposit. So we were palpating it with the probe, and using a spinal needle, we could easily find out the calcific deposit. So once it was found, we started with a shaver to create the smallest window that we could in order to remove that calcium. So we entered through the lateral portal with a small curette, and we started to remove all that calcium outside of the tendon. And we really had to create a lesion in the tendon in order to remove all that calcium. Now we are using a shaver again, and at that time we switched the portals. We are now watching for the lateral portal, and we created at that moment with a spinal needle a posterolateral portal to help us to remove all those remaining calcium. So for the lateral portal, for the posterolateral portal, we entered with the small curette again, and we continued to remove all the calcific deposits. And now we switch to the portals, and we are watching for the posterolateral portal and working for the lateral portal, still removing all that calcium. And we used simple instruments, not only the small curette, but even a simple probe. And with a probe we could remove the bigger pieces, and the biggest pieces were removed with simple hemostat, a simple Kelly. And with the Kelly we could remove the biggest pieces. And at that time of the surgery we wanted to be sure no calcium was left inside the tendon, so we entered with radioscopy, as we are seeing now. So we entered with radioscopy. This is Dr. Marcelo, and with radioscopy we could see in the TV, that was the image. So we are seeing the small curette, and we are seeing the camera too, and no more calcium was left inside the tendon. Now we are seeing the clinical setting in the operative room, arthroscopy on the left and radioscopy on the right side. And after that, we are seeing now the final image in radioscopy. So we are seeing no more calcium inside the tendon. So at that time, we would just have to fix the small lesion that we had just created in order to remove all that calcium. So we are creating a bony bed in the greater tuberosity with a blur. And once that was made, we would just have to put one single anchor. So we are creating a hole, and after that we would just have to put the anchor. We used a 5.0 absorbable one, double loaded, as we are seeing now. So once the anchor was in the right place, we would just have to fix the tendon. So at that time we switched to the portals again, and we started looking for the lateral portal and working for the posterior portal. And with a single bird beak, we entered the posterior part of the tendon, and in a retrograde fashion we picked the first suture and pulled it out of the shoulder through the posterior part of the tendon, as we are seeing now. And after that we did the same thing again. We entered through the anterior portal, and with a bird beak too, we passed that through the tendon, and in a retrograde fashion we picked the second suture, the blue one. And now we are picking the blue suture, and we are passing that, we're pulling that out of the shoulder through the tendon. So now both sutures are passed, and we would just have to tie the knots. So now we are tying the first knot using a very common sliding one, and putting a lot of pressure in the tendon in order for that to heal in the bony bed that we had just created in the greater tuberosity. Now we are cutting the first knot and tying the second and blue knot. So now we are tying the second knot and still putting a lot of pressure in the tendon, as we see now. And once the knot was done, we would just have to cut it. And now the knot is being cut. And this is the final image. This is the final result. A very healthy tendon. The lesion was absolutely fixed. The tendon looks good. And at that moment of the surgery, we even took a look in the muscle belly of the supraspinatus, as we are seeing now in the left part of the video. And the muscle belly is looking very fine. Tendon looks very nice. And at that moment, our surgery was then finished.